Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dunrovin Ranch in lovely Lolo, Montana. I am your ranch manager, Kelly, and welcome back to Fur and Feathers, the broadcast in which we talk to our members and about their very, very special pets. This, I think, is our third segment. The second segment, we were crashed by a mouse. And today, we could be crashed by the divas at any moment because they're out wandering around, and who knows where they will end up in the next half hour or so. I am very glad to be talking to our very own Diane. Hey, Diane.
Hi, Kelly.
And we haven't spoken before, except we spoke for the last minute or so. I didn't realize that you were MiBlue, but I do now.
Well, that happens.
It happens, and we're Facebook friends as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, you're the goddess. I mean.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
Should I just call you goddess for short?
No, I'd rather you not. That's an awful high standard to live up to.
Oh, I think you're doing fine.
Oh, well, geez. That's really nice of you.
You're a lot of fun, Goddess Kelly. You're a lot of fun.
So are all of you, by the way. You're a blast, and you've become my family. Isn't it a wonderful thing? So we've got with you have sent us pictures of one of your cats in particular. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct.
And you were telling me about this cat, so I'm going to let you just go ahead, and I will see pictures as they pop up, as will our members, and you can just tell us anything you want to tell us about him.
Well, actually, I'm going to start even back further than Bocce, who was the love of my life. But Abyssinians, I always have Abyssinian cats, and maybe a lot of people don't. Oh, that's Bocce the Grand. He is an Abyssinian.
Yeah, he is.
Abyssinians are very, very unusual cats in that they are very active. They're very intelligent. They have wonderful senses of humor. They're so smart, and they follow you all over the place, figure out what you're doing, and then try to outdo you. They're wonderful cats.
Yes.
They're just wonderful cats. They come in 4 different colors. They come in ruddy, which most of mine are ruddy. That's kind of the traditional color.
That's the only color I've seen. Mm-hmm.
That's the color most people have seen.
Yes.
They come in blue, which my very first cat was a blue Abyssinian, hence my name, MiBlue. That was the name of my very first Abyssinian cat. I'm not from Michigan, and I'm not depressed.
I thought you were clinically depressed. I thought, oh boy, this is going to be a long show.
Yeah, right. And it's not on cats. No, the
right.
is sorrel, which I've had sorrel cats. They're just all red with practically no markings on them. And the love of my life was Bocce, who was a fawn Abyssinian.
And that's what we're looking at now. Okay.
And I am going to do something that every Abyssinian owner would be absolutely appalled at. I'm going to generalize.
Okay.
I think that all of the fawn Abyssinians have a special gentle gene. They are the smartest and the gentlest. The ruddies are smart. Oh my God, are they smart?
Wow.
And someday, if we could do this again, I'll give you my stories of Emily, who is the smartest cat I have ever known in my life.
I would love it.
And but they are very smart. And the sorrels are very calm. I've owned at least 2 or 3 of all of these.
Okay.
But the blues, man, they're the root cat. Like the Macintosh apple backs all cats. Well, I mean, backs all apples.
Yes.
These blues are the bottom of all of those.
Oh, wow.
Are named Abyssinians because allegedly they came from
Abyssinia.
Ethiopia. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's alleged. I don't know if that's true anymore, but for a long time they were thought to be one of the oldest cat breeds.
I see. Now, are they the cat that sits in front of the...
They are the only cat that has had their whole genome analyzed.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
If you like cat genealogy.
Yes.
But today I'm going to talk about the love of my life. Who was
Bocce. And that's B-A-C-I.
B-A-C-I, Italian for kiss, and he lived up to his name every day, all day. He was the most loving cat. He and I took one look at each other and just fell in love with each other. I mean, he was just, it was just one of those animals that you look at and you think, oh yes, that could be the love of my life. I'm sure you have that with your horses, haven't you?
That's Doc. I didn't get on him. I didn't touch him. I didn't have a vet check. I looked at him from, quite a distance away, and I saw those eyes, and it was it.
Yeah, exactly. And you just know it. And, I've loved every cat that I've had, and they've all had special characteristics. But Bocce, he was my Doc.
I totally understand.
And you can see that from his look. He was
look at him.
Handsome.
Now, where did you get Bocce? How did you find him or find each other?
Now, I work with a lot. I used to work. I don't anymore, but I used to work with a lot of the Abbey. I used to go to the shows a lot, and I would work with a lot of the Abbey trainers. And they would either have kittens that had been returned, or they have adults that need to be, want to push me along here. Adults that they want to have be retired. Okay. And Bocce was one who was a male as a spare, and they ended up giving him away because they had their stud cat. So I took him on when he was 2 years old. And again, because they're older cats, ordinarily people don't want to adopt them, and they want to have them in beautiful homes. So
sure.
As this one Abbey, I became sort of their adjunct rehoming site, and that's how I got Bocce and almost every one of my cats. So anyway, but Bocce was very funny. Bocce wanted to be with me every minute of every day, including when I took my shower. So he would jump up in the towel rack in my bathroom.
Oh, you're kidding. That's amazing.
And he would stand there and look at me at eye level, although you'll see he's looking down at me because I'm only 5'4", and he was a little bit taller there. So he would look down at me. And Jake, can you go to the next picture? I've lost him. Okay.
Oh.
How do we go to the next picture?
He'll do it when if he can.
And then he'd look around the side and say, "So, are you about to come into the shower?"
There he is.
And you can see
oh my gosh.
Okay. And thanks, Jake. We'll go to the next one. But he was always with me. I mean, wherever I was, he would sleep next to me. He would sleep. At one time, he used to sleep. Oh, you see the shower stall behind?
Yes.
I don't have a picture of it, and you can tell why. But after I got in the shower, he would go and stand on the top of that rail and look down at me. Now,
that's wild.
The first time that happened, I was scared. I mean, I'm standing there nude. There's a cat with razor-sharp claws standing up there. I'm running water. There is nothing good that can come out of this.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong? But he kept his balance well, and he used to do this almost every morning. So go to the next one, Jake.
There'll be a bit of a delay while we.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But he would do this every morning, and eventually I wasn't scared anymore. But then after I left the shower, he would jump down and lick off the inside of the shower stall, but then he couldn't figure out how to get out, and he'd give me this look like, "Now how to get out of here?"
Oh, geez. He had you well trained, Diane. He really did his job well.
Yeah, he was. But first he had to clean the whole door before.
Well, that was nice of him.
Obviously, I was messy compared
Obviously, you weren't going to do it, so somebody had to.
Now, I don't ordinarily share bathroom pictures with a lot of people, but there aren't so many cats that do this. And I would love to have had a picture of him standing up on the edge there, but, usually I had the water on, so that's...
Sure. Oh, he's wonderful.
Now, keep going, Jake. I want to show everything that Bocce used to stay with me doing, because he was a very responsible cat.
Oh, responsible cat.
Now, I lived in a 4-story townhouse, so he would jump. I had a basket that I took everything up and down in, and he expected to be carried down 3 flights of stairs and up 3 flights of stairs. And he was waiting in the basket for me.
So he trained you to do that too?
Yes, he trained me to do that too. He made me laugh. Go ahead, Jake. You can go to the next one.
Oh, funny.
Sometimes I wouldn't come out fast enough, so he would just go to sleep in the basket.
Oh, geez. He knew you'd come eventually.
See, he would just curl up and go to sleep until I carried him downstairs. He's an idiot. But you can see why he owns my heart.
Oh, I do. I do.
And
he was so attached to you.
Yes, he was. And I to him. I mean, you know, if he wasn't with me and if there were 5 minutes I didn't see him, I knew that there was trouble brewing someplace in the house.
Did he get in trouble? Did he do things that you didn't?
No, he didn't. He was actually very responsible. You can go to the next one, Jake. He was actually extraordinarily responsible. He knew when he would push the line, but the other cats, because I had 2 other cats at this time.
At the same time,
they didn't know. And so sometimes I'd look down in my waste paper basket by my office.
God, he would have scared me to death.
Somewhere I have a picture. I was looking for it. It was absolutely hysterical. I have a picture of him eating out of a can of SpaghettiOs, but he got all of the stuff all over the front of his face, but I couldn't find it. It's just hysterical. But he had gone into the can, into the trash can to find it. So I would find him all over the place. Next
what a great guy. What a great guy.
He is. He was all over the house.
Now, how old is he in most of these pictures?
Well, I had him from the time he was very, when I would open the washing machine, he would jump right in. And I would have to put the laundry on top of him and then open it up and pull him out.
Now, that could have gone bad.
Yes, it could. Well, most of these did when I didn't see him the first time. I learned to look. I really learned to look.
He is a piece of work.
He is. He was always around. I got him when he was 2, and he died when he was 9, which is very young. And he had IBS. And
did he?
It was a terrible. Well, actually, the biopsy killed him.
Oh, you're kidding.
They said, well, it's either cancer or IBS, and I said, I'm going to vote for IBS. And but if it's cancer, whatever we do for the IBS negates any of the cancer treatment and vice versa.
Oh, really?
So I went for the biopsy, but they screwed up the biopsy, and I don't want to talk about it because
I don't blame
it broke my heart. I should have had another 9 years with him.
Yeah.
Jake, you can go to the next picture of Bocce keeping me company and accompanying him around the house doing my daily chores. This cat, by the way, loved to eat cucumbers. Oh,
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. This was him looking down from the ductwork when I was having.
What?
Well, if you look up, you can see there's ductwork.
I know.
This was inside my closet.
So you would just be going about your business, and you'd look somewhere, and there was the cat?
And there he'd be up there watching me. He always watched over me.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Keep going, Jake. Like I said, he was always wherever I was. It's just that I wasn't always sure where I was going to find him. But that was the ductwork to my furnace.
That's a great picture.
Well, he loved that. And he also loved drinking out of the sink. Of course, most cats do.
They do,
he
don't
not
they?
only liked eating cucumbers, but he also would jump to the minute I got asparagus. And you know how you take the skin off asparagus? Off the stem? He loved to eat the asparagus stem skin.
Really?
It was a treat to him. He was an idiot.
He wasn't a cat, is what it was. He was something else.
No. Well, MiBlue used to like tomatoes. She ate tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
But anytime I turned the water on, he would just absolutely materialize. Absolutely. Now, up above my sink, I had very tall kitchen counters.
Yes.
And he would usually sit up on top of the counter there. He was an absolutely amazing jumper. I mean, when he jumped, he would glide.
Oh.
looked beautiful. And I would always watch him, and I never got a picture because he would just glide onto the top, and then he'd just glide down. He didn't thump down. Most of my cats go thump when they come down.
Right.
He would just glide down. He was absolutely amazing in his athleticism. You don't see how long his legs were.
No, really.
Because they're usually hidden in a
in your ductwork or something.
And the other thing is, whenever I would wash his blanket or something, next one, Jake, he would be distraught.
Really?
Yeah.
He liked it to smell like him. Yeah. He wanted to smell like him, not Tide.
No, he couldn't even. Oh, this was him under my rug. Because he'd hide under the rug, and as I'd walk through, he's like a terrorist. He would tear out in front of me.
He was trying to kill you is what he was trying to do.
No, he was trying to make me laugh. He knew that if I laughed, everything was fine. He just had to make me laugh. And he would never trip me,
right.
But he would come racing out of this rug. Anyway, go ahead, Jake.
It's funny, Doc likes to make me laugh, too. He likes to make people laugh, so I get that.
Yeah, it's really funny, but he was really fun. There, he's looking for his blanket. I put it in the washing machine first, and he's going, "Oh, my blanket! Why is my blanket in there?"
What a weird, neat cat.
I just couldn't believe it. And he would sit there until it was washed and dried.
No way.
Oh, he was so stupid.
Then you take it out of the dryer and you put it in his bed and he's happy again?
Yeah.
Well, until it smelled like him.
Until it smells like him, yes. Mm-hmm. But at least he was happy to have it back. He was smart enough to know it was his. He was smart enough to know that he had to smell good again. So
absolutely. Anyway. Now, did the other cats have their blankets, and so he wanted his back, maybe?
He was just an unusual cat. I've never had another cat like him, not ever, and I probably never will. Yes. But because he was an only cat, I thought, he should have somebody with him.
Okay.
So I went back to the breeder, and she said, well, I have a little girl named Gracie, and she's a fawn also. So I asked to have Gracie, and this was immediately, up on the top of the bookcase is Bocce, and down in the chair is Gracie. Gracie took Bocce's very favorite chair, and he let her, and I thought, that's just amazing.
There you go.
I mean, that is their first day together. Generally, I separate cats, and I keep them separate for 2 to 3 days before I open them up. He was going to have none of that, nor she. So, Jake, I think you have a video of their very first meeting of that same day.
Yeah, you know what? I've had cats, and I remember that's right. You don't put cats like horses. No way.
No.
Oh, right. I've forgotten about that, Diane.
Okay, now this is Gracie, and it's a video. It's of Gracie and Bocce. Bocce is on the right. Gracie is in the chair, on the left.
Okay.
And when it plays, there you go. Sorry. He
I think we're trying to get it to play. No way.
It's like they had been separated forever, and it was like I was bringing his favorite. He had never met Gracie before.
Look at that. Look at that.
And look at them. They just loved each other. Isn't
that wonderful? You must have felt great when that happened.
I did. I was amazed. But, he was such an amazing cat. It surprised me, but it shouldn't have surprised me. Everything about him was so sick. If we see that. But what a wonderful cat. Yeah, there they are. That's in the kitchen. Aha, see the little terrorist underneath there?
I do. Oh, jeez. Oh.
And see, she came around.
Cats are great that way.
They are. And they just loved each other.
That was fast.
They just loved each other. They were so sweet together. I mean, I couldn't have brought him anything better. I couldn't have rewarded this cat who had been so sweet to me. And that's me and the cat. That's me and Bocce.
Oh.
He was a big cat, but he used to ride my shoulders.
Oh, yes, he does have long legs.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
Oh, what a beautiful guy.
So that was my in memoriam. It's taken me a long time to be able to talk about him.
I bet. I bet.
It really has. You know, he was a very special cat, and when I was going through all of the pictures, of course, I had so many of him, and it was the first time in a long time I've actually been able to talk about him. Because
I understand.
I just loved him with all my heart. I really did.
I understand. Well, you know what? I'm quite honored that you chose to share him with us, because I know how hard it can be.
Now, Emily and Clyde, that's a whole different story. So if you ever get short of fur and friends, I got a really weird couple. They were the old grumpy couple of the cat world.
Get off my lawn? Are they the get off my lawn kind of guy?
Oh, she was smart and he was stupid. And she just ran rings around him. He was a Siamese. He was my last Siamese. And, you know, people have always told me Siamese cats were really smart. I had the two dumbest Siamese that probably you could ever find. And poor Clyde only had 2 synapses, and one of them didn't work very well.
Oh, no.
And Emily, on the other hand, was not only an Abyssinian, but the smartest Abyssinian I've ever seen. So I had, you know, like frickin' frack.
You did.
I had opposite ends, and they were really, in their own way, quite funny together. And so, and they did lots of stuff together, of which I have no pictures, but I have lots of stories. And I can tell you why I don't have pictures, because Emily would sneak behind and do all those things.
Oh, behind your back, literally.
Well, she'd throw him out a window, she'd open screens, she'd open the door and let him out and slam it and not let him back in. I mean, you know.
You know, if we only took movies of all these things, because now people do, and they put them on the internet, and 10 million people watch them. But we have stories, which I actually prefer.
Yeah, I like the stories. I mean,
I like
the story of Bocce was a story of love.
Yes.
And, you know, even though I only had him for 7 years, man, he was just an amazing cat. He would sleep on the pillow next to my pillow. And then he'd reach over and pat my cheek with his paw to say goodnight. He was just, he was
amazing.
A loving animal. He was just a loving animal, but very funny. He had a wonderful sense of humor.
Well, clearly. That's fantastic. I love that so much.
Bocce.
Where's my Banky?
And he would laugh. I swear to God.
Yes.
You know, in his expression, and I'm sure Doc does the same thing to you.
Oh, yes, he does. You can tell when he's about to do something. Oh, absolutely. You can tell when he's about to do something ridiculous to me, because he kind of curls his lip, and he's like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, don't even, Doc. Don't you even do something stupid right now. He goes, I'm going to do something stupid. Don't you dare. He always does. He always does. Yes. Yes, I totally get it.
You can see it coming. You just don't know what it's going to be. But
I know it's going to be. It's going to be something. I totally.
Well, I have taken way more than my 15 minutes.
No, no, half hour. We'll shoot for half an hour, Diane, but it can go a little bit either way. You know, we don't have to take commercial breaks, so we're pretty open to what we can do. Not yet. Not yet.
Well, if you can ever find me another Bocce, I'd take it.
Oh, boy, in a heartbeat, right? Oh, what a guy.
Look at what a sweet face he has.
Yep. You know, there are some animals that I don't want to diminish them by saying they're like people, but you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
They're just different. They almost, you connect with them in such a different way than you do from other animals. And I don't understand what it means unless it's a soulmate thing, which is possible as well, I think.
Well, I hate to be so anthropomorphic, but I do think that Bocce and I had a very special. Oh, I love that picture.
That's hilarious.
It used to break me up.
Oh, I bet it did.
Oh, is it time to go down to the first floor already? Have I missed the schedule? Did you miss the basket bus?
Yeah, clearly you didn't get the memo, because he revises the memo probably all the time, and he just didn't read it. He just didn't read it. Yeah.
You know, I think there are cats and animals. I mean, you know, for me it's cats, but I think that there are animals that understand you intuitively more than others. I mean, you know, Emily understood me intuitively, as did Bocce.
Yes.
My other cats are different in other ways. You know, they have different needs. And the thing about taking a cat in from a cattery, they've always had a job. I mean, almost every cat I have is a purebred, and they've gone to shows. They've been shown, and they've won they've won points and become grand champions. My Razzle Dazzle right now is a grand champion. And he was a stud. So when he suddenly, he was their stud cat.
Right.
So when he got retired at 3 years old, because they needed a younger stud, and I took him on, all of a sudden he looked at me and said, why am I coming to your house? Did I do something wrong?
Oh, because he was no longer the center of attention, perhaps.
Well, that, and he didn't have his job anymore.
I see.
His job was to take care of female cats.
Right.
So what happened is I brought a female cat into the house, basically from the same cattery. He had known her. And all he did was jump on her all day. The poor cat.
The poor cat.
The poor cat. I mean, poor little Neela. Neela was only about 3 pounds. Raz is like 7 pounds.
No, I have a question.
Job.
Now, this never occurred to me, and I don't think it's an indelicate question because we're all animal people. But when they retire a cat from stud, do they neuter him?
Oh yeah, he was spayed. He was spayed.
Okay.
But he was so persistent in his attacks on Neela. I finally took him back to the vet and said, "Did you get all the bits and bobs out of him? Can you assure me that he has no more bits and bobs left? Because he sure is acting like he does."
Well, when they do that,
they looked and they checked and they said, "No, they're all gone." So I put him on Prozac for a while, and then I looked at it and I thought, oh, that was horrible. That was just horrible. That only lasts. Then I tried Feel Away. Well, the Feel Away didn't work. And finally I said, okay, you're just going to have to live in lockdown. If you're going to terrorize the other cats, the females of the house, so for the first time in my entire life, I have a cat that should have been an only cat. Yeah,
that's tough, isn't it?
Well, no, he actually doesn't mind it in lockdown, and frankly, he spends, he's in my bedroom.
Okay, so it's not horrible.
No, it's not horrible, and I go in and I see him frequently, and he sleeps with me at night. So
there you go. So he's fine.
He's okay. Oh, I love that picture. That's so funny. Okay, you can have my chair. I'm going to give you my chair.
That was incredibly generous, and in the cat world and in animal world, you can have my bed is huge.
I've never seen anything like the way he greeted Gracie. I've never seen anything like that. I've introduced a lot of cats to each other, and I've not really had any big disasters except one other one, and that was Betty Blue, and she was about to kill MiBlue. Betty Blue happened to have been MiBlue's daughter.
Oh, really?
And I love the Blue Abbeys so much because they were just so frickin' smart.
Right.
And they all had a sense of humor. I think that the sense of humor comes out of the Blues. But anyway, Betty Blue attacked MiBlue hugely, and it's territory.
Right.
It's all territory.
No, new territory?
And even Raz, I'm pretty sure he was trying to say, I am the head here.
I'm sure, yes.
So, because he was the only cat at that particular time. So he was trying to assert his authority, I think. But I finally had to return Betty Blue because I just couldn't take it.
Oh, you did? No.
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever returned a cat.
And how many do you have now?
I have 3.
Okay.
I have Razzle Dazzle. Isn't that funny? You have a Razzle Dazzle.
We have Raz. Yes.
And and he's the one who lives in lockdown.
Okay. I love that lockdown.
He's in lockdown with his memories.
Oh, funny.
And then I have Neela, my sweet little fluffy dove. She's the fluffiest Abyssinian I've ever seen, and she's pretty funny. Is she
blue or is she?
She's a reddy. They're both reddy.
She's a reddy, okay.
Yeah. And then I have a black and white tuxedo cat that was my mother's.
Okay.
And when my mother died, I took her into my house. But she's old, and she and Neela are the ladies of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Neela's the young lady of the house. And of course, Susie Q is the grumpy old lady of the house.
And that name does not go with the grumpy old lady, but I love that.
Well, to tell you the truth, Susie, of course, Neela is right here with me because she's been.
Hi, Neela. Right.
Well, I put the phone to the ear, and she said, "Oh,
Guess what? You're basically on television, Kitty."
She doesn't quite. Cats don't get phones. They don't understand phones. If they hear my voice, they think I'm talking to them.
Of course. Well, you should be.
Of course. Exactly. That's what they say. Well, usually when you're talking, it's to us.
So, Danny, where do you live? Where are you? Where am I talking to?
Oh, you're talking to Kennett Square, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. Very nice.
We're right outside Philadelphia.
Okay. I've been there once, I think for a couple of days. I was doing a road trip on the East Coast, a very short one, and I think I went just to see the Liberty Bell.
UNWC Field.
which is a lot smaller than one would think.
Oh, Philadelphia?
The Liberty Bell.
Oh, the Liberty Bell, yes. Well, I don't know how long ago you were there, but I must admit when the Queen visited us back in the 80s, she brought a bell that would ring and not break.
Oh, that's funny.
I used to work at Third Market, and so I could look right straight across into the historical area. It was a lovely place, a lovely area to work in, and the gardens were lovely.
Are you from there originally?
Oh, I'm from all over Kelly. That's a whole long other story.
Okay, then you have to be a guest on something else, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, well, Suzanne keeps asking me for my pictures of Patagonia, and I keep promising them to her.
Oh, yes.
However, I just scheduled a trip to go out to Baja and see the whales.
Oh, wonderful. You'll love Baja.
Oh, and the whales. How could I miss with the whales?
You can't.
I mean, on my bucket list is petting a whale.
There you go. And riding a horse in Montana.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have been to Dunrovin.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Oh.
I brought my daughter and my granddaughter.
Oh, okay. Well, then you crossed that off your bucket list already. No.
It's still on my bucket list. I got to come back. I was going to bring Mike out to do trout fishing because he loved trout fishing, but he's gone. So I'm going to have to come out all by myself or bring my daughter and my granddaughter out again.
Why not? We'll go ride.
Well, it started a lifelong love, I think, for my granddaughter, who is now 13, of horses, because she learned to ride out in Dunrovin.
Wonderful. We try to corrupt as many people as we can and turn them into horse people.
I like to pet them. That's about it.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, I appreciate.
These are just huge cats.
No.
I wanted to see that.
No.
I wanted to see you laugh at that.
And some people think they're huge dogs, and they're not that either.
No, they're not that either. Although most people say that Abyssinians are the closest cats to dogs that you can have.
Okay. Well, that makes I was going to make a bad joke, but no, I actually love cats. I've had quite a few, but like I said, I became a dog person, and then that's been it. That's been it. They do better on ranches anyway than cats, I guess.
Well, I used to, tweak Suzanne and say, "What? No cats? What? No cats?" And she said, "No, they get the birds." And I thought, I said, "Well, how do you take care of the rats?" She said, "Well, that's Cola's job."
It is Cola's job and my job.
And your job, yes.
Yeah. No, we could use a cat, but I'm afraid that besides killing birds, that I don't know that it would last long with the other predators around.
Well, cats are smart, but I know you've gotten along so long without them that it would be. I can't imagine why you would want to other than to humor somebody like me saying, "Where are all the cats?"
Oh, God. We have one more thing for you to follow around with the cameras. Where's the cat? Kelly, where's the cat? I don't know. I don't know. All righty. Anyway, I want to go say goodbye, and I want to thank you so much again for sharing bocce with us.
Oh, no problem. And Kelly, next time, if we do another set of cats like Emily and Clyde, I want to see either a beer, a cup of coffee, or a pot of tea next to you.
I will do that. I promise.
And Jake, thank you so much for putting up all those pictures.
Jake's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
We've got this thing up. We're getting it together here.
Especially since you didn't have the handheld. I think this works fine.
It works great, and it's much more difficult than anyone could imagine getting all this together. You have no idea.
I understand it 100 times over.
Well,
I even know what to mute now, so we don't get a lot of feedback. But I do like your flowers there. You even got a pot of flowers on there.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Jake set this up for me today. Normally we'd be on the mobile cam, but it's getting worked on, so that's why we're on this lovely camera, the ranch cam today.
Well, someday we'll have a split screen, so you can see me in this place, and I can see you there.
Oh my God, Jake just face palmed. He's like, "Don't bring that up."
I know. It's funny. I could hear his head hit the top of the keyboard.
He's not talking in my ear anymore. He must have shut me out. Anyway, no. All right, Diane, thank you so much. I'm going to sign off. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, everyone, thank you so much. She's great, isn't she? Anyway, thanks for joining us on Fur and Feathers and Fish. And next week, who knows who we'll be with, but I think these segments are amazing. I hope you do too. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week for this broadcast, and on Tuesday, Boots on the Ground and Walkabout. Boots on the Ground, I thought we would go into the inside of a horse trailer. I had a question about do the horses get fed in there, and I said not usually, but then I talked about hanging the hay bag, and then I thought, but no one knows what's inside the tack rooms. So I think the Boots on the Ground is going to be inside our 6-horse trailer. And the interview, I believe, I'm not sure, but it will be someone interesting. It's escaping me at the moment. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.